Good morning everyone, welcome to another episode of the Crypto Wave. It is me, Joey V, and today it is Tuesday and we kept on pumping. Let's look at what Market Cipher, Emasar and Trdr have in store for us. Here we have the Bitcoin charts, Bitstamp on the left and Bitfinex on the right. Let's look into Bitstamp first and then look into Bitfinex. Looking into the Bitstamp chart, we have pumped here through the apex like we covered yesterday, and we kept on pumping all the way into the beach. And like I said, we should expect some resistance into the beach level. Right now we are testing the top of the previous Fib levels here around 40k and 42k. So this is where we should pump next if the pump continues. As you can see, the sky is still pressing the beach, still moving upwards. So this pump might have a little bit more juice coming. It would be awesome if we could pump all the way to the middle of the ocean at 45k. But I highly doubt that we can break this local resistance and get us to 45k. But if we are able to do that, we will pump to 45k. But my guess now is that we should come down. And also looking at Market Cipher, we got a red dot here. The money flow was starting to come down a little bit. The VWAP has come down a bit. I'm expecting this momentum wave to curve a little bit down, maybe touch this triangle. And who knows, maybe we can get like a green dot here and then pump a little bit more. And then ultimately come down and catch some more money flow here and move up again. So this is what I'm thinking. This support line here, which is still supported because price is above that, I think we come down to that support line. If we are able to hold this, we should keep on gathering some support here, liquidity, and then pump to these Fib levels again. If this trend line isn't able to support the price, then we can dump to here. We can dump to the previous Fib levels, get some more support and liquidity inside this triangle, and then break up again. If we fall here, the sky will come down a little bit, but it will be closer than it was. So I think that price is bound for an upwards move on the bigger time frames. Now let's look at the Bitfinex chart, here on the right. Zooming in on the Bitfinex chart, what can we see? We can see that we are testing the top of the previous triangle. You see this support line, which is now acting as resistance. We are testing the top of it, as well as we are testing the 200 EMA, which right now seems like it's supporting the price. It is supporting the price. Let's switch to regular candles really quick to see what's really going on. Okay, price is a little bit below the 200 EMA, so I'm guessing we come down to these trend lines, to this previous triangle trend line. This now, they should act as support, immediate support, and they are also near the 50 EMA, which should also act as support. The momentum waves on Market Cipher are going a little bit down. The money flow, it went a little bit down, but now it seems like it's starting to go up again a little bit. The VWAP has crossed the zero line, so the VWAP can get a little bit more of downside. But when it flips to the upside, if the money flow is still here in the green, we should expect some little more pumpage in the coming hours. But right now what I'm expecting is for a little bit drop until the markets open. It's still, we have 1 hour and a half until the markets open, so I think that we come down a little bit, maybe to this level. It seems like a nice local supporting zone. We should come a little bit down to here, and then we could have a little bit more pumpage. If this one fails to hold the price, I'm expecting that we get stuck inside this triangle again, and then ultimately we break above it. And now let's look into the Ethereum charts. On the left we have Bitstamp and on the right we have BYBIT. I don't recommend that you chart on perpetuals. Always, if you do chart on perpetuals, always do another charting, a confirmation charting on a spot exchange. Looking at Ethereum on Bitstamp, here's what we have. We've broken out of this ascending triangle. We started forming some kind of a W, local bottom, triple bottom here, one bottom and two bottoms here. This was the W, small W here, and if you can argue this would be a larger W here. Sky is starting to go up. Price crossed the 50 EMA. We almost touched the 200 EMA and the beach, which is now posing some resistance. It pushed the price down a little bit. So I'm thinking we should test the 50 EMA again and then move up again. And ultimately we should be moving inside this triangle again. This bigger triangle. This is the reverse triangle from the ascending triangle, and I'm thinking that as soon as we cross this, as soon as we get the 50 EMA pushing us and crossing the 200 EMA, we will definitely get inside this one again and start trading some higher ranges. Looking at the BYBIT chart. Now, looking at the BYBIT chart, we can see that we are still bound in this trading level between this support and this resistance. We're still being supported by this little trend line which indicated this pump. We just charted this to see if it was forming some kind of longing signal, and it sure did. Now we have a red dot here on Market Cipher, which means that the momentum waves will slow down a little bit. VWAP is crossing down, but money flow is still in the green and still going up. So I'm expecting that VWAP soon starts to go up again and money flow will continue the upside movement. But for now, at the short term, I'm expecting the momentum waves to come down a little bit, and then maybe we can get another green dot somewhere around here and keep on pumping into the beach, or into these fib levels, the 61.8 and the 65, and then maybe find some more resistance, come down again, get some more support, and pump up again. Looking at the Fibs, RSI, and ADX and DI, we are still in the bull zone for Bitcoin. This is Bitcoin 4-hour chart at Bitstamp. Let's just erase this pattern here, and we are still in the bull zone. This RSI should come down a little bit. You can see it's way up, and it should come down a little bit. We test this previous big fib level, the 38.2. We almost touched it. We couldn't break above it, so I'm guessing that we should come down a little bit, gather some more liquidity, and then go and test these fibs. Ultimately, on the long term, these are the fibs that we should be testing and get above. Here, this yellow line, this is the big trend line that I have charted all the way from here. This was when Elon bought here. This was when Elon bought. This is that trend line. And right now we are crossing above it and we are getting supported by it. So if we can continue moving inside above this trend line and inside this range, that would be good. But I'm expecting a little bit more of downside. We should get below this trend line again and then move up. That's what I'm expecting. Here the ADX and DI. We have finally the ADX favoring the bull trend, taking the green DI with him, and the bear DI has dig deep. Bear DI is underwater. Big underwater for the bear DI. We haven't seen these levels for the bear DI since the 14th of April. This indicates a bull trend, and the bull trend, it's full on power with the ADX. So I'm expecting that now the ADX to maybe come down a little bit, rest, and when the markets open, keeping on the bull trend. Let's look really quick at Trdr now. Today we won't look at liquidity pools, we'll just look at the order book and the signals that we aren't getting because I need to upgrade the subscription. Well, I have already renewed the subscription, but I'm waiting for them to activate it again. So I have lights out on Trdr today, so this will be really quick and just look at the order book. For Bitcoin, we have the 15-minute chart on Binance, and we can clearly see that the most near resistance that we have is from the 41k to the 43k. We have 5k bitcoins to get there, and the local support that we have, it's right below us from 39k to 37k. We have 4k bitcoins supporting the price. Let's look a little bit into it with more precision. Immediate resistance at 40k and a half and 41.9, from the 41.9 to the 42k, and also at the 43k. So these are the levels that we must break in order to keep on moving upwards. And supporting us, we have some orders at the 37k, 38k, 38.5, 39. Not so much support, we have a little bit more of resistance today. So that's why I keep on saying I'm expecting a little bit more move to the downside. Touch this 200 EMA on the 15-minute, maybe get a little bit below it, and then when the markets open, the regular markets, the stock markets open, price should keep on pumping. That's what I'm guessing. But I could be wrong, and like I always say, this is not financial advice, so do your own diligence, be responsible for your money. I can be wrong. Looking into Ethereum, really quickly looking into Ethereum at Binance 15-minute chart, we are just below the 50 EMA. I'm also expecting a touchdown into the 200 EMA at the 2500 level. Looking at support, we still have this big amount of support from 1000 to 2500, but the most immediate support is at the 2400 and the 2500, being that at 2400 we have exactly 10,000 Ethereums, and from where the price is till there we have almost 20k Ethereums. the resistance that's right above us, it's from the 2700 up until the 3000s. We have a lot of Ethereum that we need to buy to get up there. So this is a lot of resistance. From the 2700 to the 2800, we have almost 25k Ethereums. So this is the most immediate resistance that we must break if we want price to move upwards. This is it from me, guys. I hope that you like this market update, and see you on the next episode of the Crypto Wave.